This is how you need to live, eat, and train to have extreme levels of focus. Close your eyes for a second. How do you imagine we were living 5,000 years ago? You might envision us running inside the forest, hunting some kind of boar, kind of picking some berries, or doing some other activity that you can do in the forest. How do you think that this impacts us? Do you think it's great that we're always running? Do you think it's great that we're always in the sun, hunting animals and gathering berries from bushes and stuff like that? Personally, I think that we need to focus on activities that align with our biology. In my experience, we need to follow our circadian rhythm and our kind of biological clock more. We need to do everything we can to optimize this biological clock so that is in line and we are aligned with our most natural process in the body. Because if we aren't aligned with our circadian rhythm and our biological clock, I think that we will feel exhausted, we will feel really powerless, and our focus will be completely out of whack. You know, I've been so out of touch with my circadian rhythm ever since came out of my mother's womb, you know. And the problem with this is that you don't really feel connected in any shape or form to the activities that you're doing. You're feeling really unpresent when you don't have your circadian rhythm in check, and you will basically not get any work done because I couldn't focus at all in school. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't achieve things in the soccer team that I played in when I sat up till 2 a.m. playing video games one of the days and then went to bed at 9 because I had the school, right? This is unsustainable. And this is why you need to take a grip of your kind of daily habits. Basically everything that connects to our circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is one of the most important things. So the circadian rhythm connects to our movement. So in order for you to have maxed out focus, you need to have your circadian rhythm in check. For you to have your circadian rhythm in check, you need to have your movement in check, you need to have your diet in check. You are ultimately, by your circadian rhythm, going to have better sleep, and you will need to have sun for this as well. The problem with this, with the circadian rhythm, is that it's basically been hijacked by this modern day. You know, we've been told that we need to do everything in the night, that we are going to switch everything around. We're going in the gym at like 10 p.m. We're going into nightclubs and kind of reversing the day rhythm, and we're like looking at series, we're playing video games, we're doing everything in the night, and this is something that is going to over time really impact your focus and your well-being and your hormones and everything. So you need to stop this. You need to get your sleep. In order for you to get your sleep, you need to have this one thing correct. You need to have your diet corrected. It needs to be nutrient dense. It needs to contain animal fats and protein. It needs to contain some carbs from fruits and kind of vegetables. Some vegetables are okay, but a lot of vegetables are actually way worse than you think because they have so much shit inside of them. Some carbs, some fruits. You know, sweet potato is fine, rice is fine, potatoes is fine. Basically all fruits are fine. Some vegetables are fine as well. So basically a nutrient dense diet is one that contains a lot of animal produce, some carbs in the form of fruit, vegetables, sweet potato, and rice. Some dairy as well is fine, but I would advise some people dairy to stay away from this because it's not really good unless you have raw milk, which is kind of really inaccessible. So this is what a good diet consists of. And now I'm going to show you a really cute man by the name of Jim. Jim has some problems because he doesn't get enough vitamin D for him to function properly. He has a vitamin deficiency. And the problem that comes from having a vitamin D deficiency is that you can see the sun right here. It's really beautiful. It's sunning on Jim all day long, you know, he's outside. But the thing is that he has a vitamin D deficiency. What this does is that it gives him sunburn. You might not know this, but if you don't have enough vitamin D, you will get sunburned. And you will actually need to drag other minerals and vitamins from other parts of your body to your skin. So let's say from your foot you drag vitamin D to your skin on top of your chest. And now you're going to lose some minerals here. You're going to lose some of that worthy and really valuable minerals and vitamins that you have inside your body, and you're going to drag it from your toe to your chest. And when you do this, you basically lose a lot of your kind of balance inside the body, and you lose some of that bodily function. You lose bodily effectivity inside the body. This is going to clutter Jim's head so that he feels really tired and he feels really kind of exhausted when he's doing the work. This is also why Jim feels really exhausted when he outside in the sun right here. You know, the sun is trying to be really kind to him and give him this natural vitamin D, but he didn't have any from before. So now he just gets sunburned, he loses a bunch of energy, he feels really exhausted, and he cannot think. He is constantly arguing with his wife, Jemina. Yeah, you get the point. You know, if you don't have some minerals and vitamins inside a body that is essential, that you need to have, your body will run less smoothly. I call this by my own name the whole body mineral principle, and this is super important. If you don't have the right amounts of vitamins and minerals inside a body, you're going to feel exhausted, you're going to get this less focused state, and you're going to get brain fog. So what I prescribed Jim to do is that I basically told him, shit man, you need to be outside in the sun more. You need to kind of fix your body. You need to like have a grip of this. You need to not get sunburned, you know. So I asked him, go out in the morning to also get some natural, you know, sunlight in the eyes so that it optimize his circadian rhythm in a good way. So I asked him to go out in the morning and in the evening as well, so that he didn't get this massive sunburn and he can actually have some vitamin D, you know. While he was doing this, I asked him to do some sprints in the morning, or just take a walk with some podcast or anything like that that can really make him learn more about life, you know. So I suggested that he can do some sprints and that he started walking. What this does is it gives him a cortisol boost. Cortisol is basically a hormone that is going to make you more alert. It is also cortisol that is released when you drink coffee. So I asked him, you can drink some coffee as well if you want to, because this is really great. And I asked him about his sleep problems. Are you having good sleep, Jim? Well, and he said, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have that good sleep, you know. So yeah, what do you think I should do about it? Well, I said that I think that you should eat some breakfast in the morning. Breakfast is a super great thing because it elevates your cortisol a bunch in the morning. So if you combine all of this, you do some sprints or you walk in the morning, you drink coffee after that with your breakfast, you're going to have a bunch of cortisol. This is going to make you way easier because you're going to spike this cortisol early on in the day so that it becomes really much easier for you to sleep later on in the day. And during this time that you have a bunch of cortisol right here, you're going to be able to focus super greatly. And this is something that is really fun, you know, because if you do all of these activities, you can have a period here all this morning for maybe 5 to 6 hours when you do really deep work, you know. And yeah, you can do this for the whole morning up until lunch. And during lunch, you eat the biggest meal of the day. You eat like a bunch of food so that you peak your cortisol even more. What this does is that you're probably going to need to take a walk after this. So you take a walk directly after lunch. And now, when you come home from your walk, right about here, take a walk here, you are going to have literally no cortisol left in the body. And this is super great. This is so great because for the rest of this day, you're basically going to have no stress in your life. You're going to feel at peace. You're going to be so eased out in the body because you have been working and having a super intense morning with all of these different habits that peaks your cortisol, makes you able to do deep work super easily, to makes you able to focus super much, and now you have the entire evening in a completely peaceful state that you can also focus in. If you want to, you can do really bunch of deep work here if you want to, because you have such a tranquility state of mind, you know. And this makes sure that you are going to be able to sleep here. And if you want to, if you still cannot sleep, if you still haven't figured out your entire circadian rhythm. You can have some pre-bed honey if you cannot sleep pre-bed, because pre-bed honey basically improves your recovery. It improves your testosterone, which is going to make you, well, kind of bricked in the morning when you wake up, and it's going to release a bunch of good hormones and remove a bunch of your cortisol. So pre-bed honey is something that I really recommend. And yeah, I do it every single night before bed nowadays because I just feel so great when I wake up. I also try to do 10 to 20,000 steps during the entire day so that I'm really getting the sun into my eyes, so that I can have this kind of natural sun all the all the way. You know, I'm not sitting inside, I'm not looking into the lights like I have right here, you know, and I'm used to regulating my body in the best way possible. You do all of these activities in the morning, you try to really go after your natural biology, and you're going to be able to focus as good as possible because you have your movement in check, you have your sleep in check, you have your diet in check, and that is basically the whole kind of recipe for you having perfect focus, no brain fog, and feeling like an absolute emperor.